Okay, let's go to the ironworks. Hey, bro, I got the saboteur. It's in jail.
Mr. Mims, a word if you wouldn't mind?
Yes, what is it?
Saboteur is in jail.
I found the person responsible for sabotaging your iron mill.
Oh, yeah?
His name is Peyton Ferguson. He's currently at the Bow Street Jail.
Hey, not bad. I owe you one, Detective.
He
Thank
certainly does.
Yes. Now, can we talk about Hannibal Lecter?
What can you tell me about Hannibal Kirkland?
Good worker. Mostly kept to himself. Real shame what happened to him.
Okay. Personal life.
Do you know if anyone here disliked Kirkland?
Enough to want him dead? Nah. There's the occasional scrap, but everyone around here gets along for the most part.
Scrap?
Like I said, he mostly kept to himself. Head down, didn't bother nobody.
Do you know what he did outside of work?
No idea. I only ever saw him here.
What about the work?
You said Kirkland was a good worker?
One of my best. I knew something was up when he didn't show up for a couple of days.
Okay.
Don't think he'd ever missed work before.
Did he have any personal effects he kept here, or an area where he worked?
He had a cabinet downstairs in the workers' changing area, just like everyone else. You can go take a look if you want, but I don't think the police found anything. Kirkland's cabinet is the third one from the left.
Okay, what about the Justice Killer?
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
The who?
He's a serial murderer who's killed 5 men over the past 4 months.
Is that right? Never heard of him.
He may have killed one of your men. Weren't the police here asking about it?
Oh, is that what that was all about? I know they came poking around here a while back, but I was busy dealing with other things.
It's nice to see the lines of communication here are wide open.
Yeah. What about you?
How long have you been the foreman here?
Sometimes I think it's been too long. Things were so much easier before we got these machines. They keep saying they're supposed to improve our lives, but they've been nothing but trouble.
Nothing
I've already
but
had
trouble.
5 of my best men get mangled by some of them. And then there's these damn fools blowing things up. My hair wasn't this gray 5 years ago, you know. I swear, one of these days, I'm just going to pack it all up and retire. Let someone else deal with these damn things.
Yeah.
I'll be going now.
Be careful on your way out.
Screw the damn things. I need to go like over here. Jen Split stopped shaving in the showers. The cleaning lady almost tore my head off. She says the drain can't handle all the hair. Mims.
Sounds like there's someone in there. If you weren't so bashful, I'd suggest joining in. You could certainly use it.
Huh. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay. Am I supposed to know this?
Just another unmarked storage cabinet.
Mm-hmm. There's an 8 there.
Mr. Mims, a word if you wouldn't mind?
Yes, what is it?
What's the combination?
Would you happen to know the combination to Hannibal Kirkland's cabinet?
No. Every worker sets their own combination, and I don't ask for it.
What happens if they were to forget it?
Well, I have them come up with some sort of personal reminder and keep those in a file.
And do you still have Kirkland's?
I'll give it to you as soon as we're done talking.
I'll be going now.
Be careful on your way out.
Okay, what's
There you
the
go.
thing?
You're lucky I only clean out my files at the end of the year.
See, I always told you I wasn't disorganized. Just preparing for the future.
Yes. 1, the shipwreck. 2, the red plus white. 3, the sign. Okay. So the 8 was right. So you see? The 8. What's the... shipwreck. It's 8. The red plus white. I have no idea. And the sign... is probably this. The sign. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Does this count as 1, 5, 6, 7? So 8. And let's say 7. And this one I have no freaking clue. Oh, it was 827.
That's disappointing.
Not completely empty. There's something at the bottom here.
The Gilded Lily. 12 refined ladies in waiting, all sizes, petite, skinny, buxom. Special. Present this handbill and 50 shillings for the normal 1 crown treat. 808 Petticoat Lane, Chumley. Welcome. I knew it. They all have the connections that they go to this place.
It seems our friend Hannibal had a few extracurricular activities after
Yeah.
all.
Gilded lily, huh? That's a bit suspicious.
Yeah.
Who knew such a pretty flower could cause such an inconvenience? The answer to that question is me, in case you were wondering. Flowers bring nothing but trouble. Trouble and snot.
That's enough, Bill. We need to get a move on.
Let's see. Investigate the Gilded Lily. This is the lily. Can we talk to this lady now?
She's busy. No point bothering her if we've
Okay.
got nothing to ask.
Let's go to the parliament. You see, justice.
Fordham, what brings you to this delightful spectacle?
Hello, Edwards. I'm investigating the Justice Killer. I believe I've got a very promising lead.
I heard an officer mention new orders from Snelling, but I thought he was just pulling my leg.
Nope.
Feel free to have a look around. I'm just writing up the notes from my initial examination of the body, so I'll be happy to share my findings.
Good. I'll just get started then.
Justice.
Looks pretty fresh. I wonder what the killer uses to write with.
No.
Nothing but a bunch of boring documents. You'd think he could have at least been considerate enough to keep something scandalous in here.
Yeah. Someone ripped this page off.
A classic trick. Let's see if it works.
Okay. Nothing here. Oh, look at this. Ruby, 8 p.m. That's the connection. You see? I need to do this better. There you go.
Intriguing. I wonder if this is the same Ruby the girl at the coffee house mentioned.
Yeah.
Aha! McDonough met with this person the night of the murder. I'll bet 500 crowns it's a false name, but at least it's something.
I'm gonna leave. Find out the identity of Ruby. Investigate the Gilded Lily. The Gilded Lily advertisement. Okay.
History books and political theory. I might die of boredom. Again.
Nothing there.
Leave it to a politician to hang a portrait of himself in his own office.
Yeah.
The former Percival McDonough, being a good politician.
Got a moment, Edwards?
Of course. What's on your mind?
Crime scene.
So, what was found at the crime scene?
A dead body.
Edwards.
Hey, just trying to lighten the mood a bit. Anyway,
hashtag
there was
fun.
also the word justice written in blood, as you can see on the floor there.
Yes.
Is that all?
What more do you need? All the pieces are
Flower.
in place. This is the work of the Justice Killer.
We're missing the flower.
What did your examination of the body turn up?
Apparent cause of death was a single gunshot to the head, exactly like all the other victims. The bullet is still lodged in his brain. I'll remove it once I transport the body back to the mortuary.
Anything else?
No personal effects of note, just a folded up piece of paper in his breast pocket. It's blank, so the police weren't interested. I assume you aren't either.
Never assume, Edwards. I'll take it if you don't mind.
Be my guest.
Thank you. Police investigation.
Did the police manage to learn anything during their investigation?
Not much beyond what I've already told you. I think they were planning on speaking to the victim's wife, though.
Did you get the address?
I did, as a matter of fact. 1820 Kent Place.
Now we get to deal with the grieving widow. Hopefully the officers who delivered the news got the worst of it.
Okay, we got more information there. Easter lily.
Did you find an Easter lily anywhere?
An Easter lily?
Yes. The Justice Killer leaves one at every crime scene.
Is that right? I never noticed.
Neither did anyone else, apparently.
So how does leaving a lily at the scene of the crime figure into all of this?
I'm still trying to figure that out, but I think it might be important to understanding his motive.
Well, be sure to let me know if you do figure it out. The thought process of killers is a twisted, curious thing.
Was this a copycat? Or no, Ruby is the same. No, maybe the Justice Killer doesn't have any more lilies.
What's your take on this whole Justice Killer situation?
It's giving me a lot of extra work, let me tell you.
Yeah.
We haven't had a serial murderer in a long time. Not since that fellow who was poisoning people about 10 years ago.
Ah, yes. Gascon Ghoul. Now there was a case.
Yeah.
Any theories or insights regarding the killer's motive or identity?
That's not really my specialty. If you want to get into that psychology stuff, you're better off talking to someone like Snelling.
Smellings. What about you, Doc?
Does it feel good to be out of the office?
As long as I have the chance to examine a body and learn something in the process, I don't care where I am. Though I do admit a preference to working in my own environment. Fieldwork can be a bit uncertain. There's so much more potential for contamination, especially with those clumsy officers trouncing about groping everything.
Yeah.
Present company excluded, of course.
Thank you.
That's all for now, Edwards.
Good luck with your investigation.
Thank you. Okay, so I don't think there's... What?
No signs of forced entry that I can see. The murderer didn't come in through this window.
I don't think there's anything else. Blank paper. Can we do the same trick?
It seems the killer didn't want anyone to know about this meeting with McDonough, and possibly not with Ruby either. It seems the...
Okay. See you, Doc. McDonough Residence, House of Parliament. Who's Ruby lady? Tell me.
Begging your pardon, miss.
How can I help you, sir?
Who is Ruby?
This friend of yours, Ruby. Did she know an MP named Percival McDonough?
I'm not sure. Ruby knows a lot of men.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Well, no, I don't mean... It's just... Oh, damn it all, me and my big mouth. She'll have my guts for garters now.
It's all right. No one's in trouble. But I think I'd like to speak with Ruby. Could you tell me where I can find her?
No. You see, she moves around quite a lot. Never in the same place for more than a night or two.
Interesting.
Right. I think she's given us a clear picture of what Ruby does for a living.
Yeah.
Normally, I'd be all for pressing this girl more until she cracks, but I like her. I think we'll be able to find Ruby without causing her more discomfort.
Well, thank you for the information. You've been very helpful.
Thank you.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, sir.
Locate Ruby.
She's busy. No point bothering her if we've got nothing to ask.
Okay. Hello.
Ahem.
What? Who are you?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. Your butler just announced me.
Oh, of course. Forgive me. I was just, well, never mind. Please make yourself comfortable, Mr. Fordham.
Thank you, Mrs. McDonough.
They look expensive, but I bet they're totally worthless. I feel sorry for the sucker who has to clean them.
Yeah.
Just a painting of some boring old aristocrat. Surely this one was called Lady Felicity Euphemia Beaversnatch the Simple.
Huh. Good name.
Lord Alfred Edward Shufflebottom the Wise comes to mind when looking at this one. This one looks like a Lady Camilla Prudence Wigglewaddle the Grey. I think I'll call this one Lord Edmund Henry Lickspittle the Elder. They look expensive, but I bet they're totally worthless.
Yeah, you said the same.
They look expensive.
Okay. Let's talk to this lady.
I appreciate you seeing me, Mrs. McDonough. I know you must be going through a difficult time right now.
What exactly is it you want from me, Mr. Fordham? I already spoke to the police about my husband's murder.
I just have a few questions of my own.
Oh, very well.
Percival McDonough.
What can you tell me about your husband?
I'll tell you the same thing I told the police, Mr. Fordham.
Yeah?
Percival was one of the hardest working members of Parliament. He took his job extremely seriously. The recent election caused him a terrible amount of consternation, as I'm sure it did most people. He took Atwood's loss rather hard.
Did you see much of him?
I beg your pardon?
Surely someone with such an important position in government could find themselves consumed by their work. Did he spend much time at home?
He made it a point to come home and have dinner with me every night, even if he had to return to the office afterwards.
Nice.
And did that happen often?
At least 3 or 4 times in a week, yes. He'd stay in his office working late into the night.
Maybe not.
As I said, he was very dedicated to his role.
Sounds to me like she's quite dedicated to hers, too.
Yeah. What enemies?
Did your husband have any enemies?
He was a politician, Mr. Fordham. Half the city hated him.
Did he ever receive any kind of threats against his life?
None that I was ever made aware of. I have no idea who could have killed him, let alone who could have gotten into his office to do it. He hadn't told me about any meetings or appointments this week either.
Was it his custom to inform you of his work affairs?
Oh, well, I've always taken an interest in my husband's work. He'd often mention initiatives he was working on or people he was meeting, that sort of thing.
Initiatives?
Nothing sensitive or confidential, you understand.
Mentioned the
Just
zombie research
conversation
initiative?
about his
No?
day.
Okay. Motive.
Can you think of any reason why your husband would have been murdered?
Not really. He was a vocal opponent of the construction of the Gascogne-Chumley Bridge, but I hardly think that would have been sufficient reason to drive someone to murder.
Yeah, probably not.
Why is that?
Well, it's just a bridge, isn't it? There are plenty of other ways to get to Chumley.
I meant, why was he opposed to it?
Oh, because the amount of money required to build it is exorbitant. Public funds should be used on roads and buildings that are falling apart. What's the point of having something shiny and new if everything around it is in disrepair?
Yeah. What about yourself?
How are you feeling, Mrs. McDonough?
My husband of 42 years was shot in his office. How do you think I feel?
Happy?
Tactful as always, Fordham. How do you do it?
Shut up,
My
Bill.
apologies. Perhaps that wasn't the most appropriate question. Is there anything I can do to help?
You can start by finding the monster who murdered Percival.
Shocking.
You know anyone named Shackley?
No, I've never heard that name before. Why?
I saw your husband had a meeting scheduled with him shortly before his murder.
That can't be right. He didn't tell me about that. He always told me about his meetings.
Yeah, secret
It
life.
was written on his office calendar, clear as day.
As I said, I don't know who that person is. Why wouldn't Percival have told me about their meeting?
Why indeed?
Why indeed? Justice Killer.
Have you heard of the Justice Killer?
That was the name the police mentioned when they told me about Percival's murder. It's absolutely terrifying to think that one sick person could be capable of such evil. Why is he called the Justice Killer? What justice was done by murdering my husband?
Who knows?
I'm afraid I can't answer that right now, Mrs. McDonough, but I intend to find out.
What about Ruby?
Are you familiar with someone named Ruby?
I can't say I am. Who is it?
Just a name that's come up in my investigation.
Sounds like the name of a trollop, or perhaps a dog.
Those are all the questions I have for now, Mrs. McDonough.
All right, Mr. Fordham.
Thank you. I'll be going now. I'm gonna save. So. Let's go to the Gilded Lily.
Well, hello there, handsome. Welcome to the Gilded Lily. Come over here and tell me what kind of pleasure it is you're looking for.
I'm afraid I'm here for business, not pleasure.
Oh, well, that's just a shame, isn't it?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. And you are?
You can call me Serafina. I'm in charge of this establishment.
You won't mind if I take a look around or ask you some questions?
As long as you keep to the front room, you can do whatever you like. Beyond that, you're gonna have to pay.
Maybe it's best if you leave this part out when you tell Adelaide about the case later.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so there's a statue over here.
What a charming statue. Wouldn't she get cold fetching water in that state of undress?
Maybe.
Oh, my virgin eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I cannot make exactly what's
You
this.
certainly won't find art like that at the National Gallery.
Maybe. I'm gonna save, by the way. Nothing.
I'm not too familiar with places like this, but I believe that's where the fun happens. If you've got the crowns for it.
Okay. What about this guy?
Looks nervous. Wonder if this is his first time.
What about over here?
I think that room is reserved for paying customers. We won't be able to get back there without a good reason.
Okay. Let's talk to the madam.
May I ask you a few questions, Serafina?
Of course you may, but I can't guarantee the answers will be free.
Well, she has an eye patch.
Do you know anything about the Justice Killer?
I'm afraid not, dear. I don't normally associate with killers.
Are you sure you don't know anything? He's the reason I'm here.
Well, I can assure you I know nothing about your murderer. If the trail has led you here, it's surely just coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems awfully certain of that. It's a good thing we don't believe in coincidences.
Were you in Kill Bill? No? Okay.
Did you have a man named Hannibal Kirkland as a client?
I make it my practice not to learn the names of any customers here, Mr. Fordham. I hate to disappoint anyone who comes through those doors, but discretion is paramount in this business.
Well, at least you know you can trust these women with your secrets.
What about Ruby?
Do you by chance have a girl named Ruby in your service?
Ruby? Yes, she's one of our newest girls. She's not in any sort of trouble, is
I
she?
need to talk to her.
Not at all. I merely wanted to speak with her.
Well, she should be in the dressing room. If you go through the rear door and follow the hallway down, it's the last door on the left.
I see. Thank you.
Percival McDonough.
Did you know Percival McDonough?
The politician? I knew who he was, but never met him personally.
He was seeing Ruby, wasn't he?
Not regularly, no. In fact, his first and only visit with her was yesterday.
Were you aware that he was murdered shortly after that?
I had no idea. How terrible.
Yes, it is terrible. This means she's lost a potential repeat customer.
Yeah. The Gilded Lily.
This is a lovely establishment you have. And such a nice name, too.
Thank you, my dear. It wasn't always called the Gilded Lily, though. We were formerly known as Le Maison de Tolérance.
What inspired the name change?
That's a bit of a long story. Not worth getting into.
How long have you been operating?
Going on 25 years. Business has been good. There's a reason this is the world's oldest profession, you know.
Okay. What about yourself? Were you in Kill Bill?
So, how did you get into this business?
Like many of the other girls, it was the best of some bad options. I had no interest in being beholden to a husband. I may be a fallen woman, but better to fly and fall than to have your wings clipped.
Do you enjoy the work?
It's a job like any other, Mr. Fordham. There are good days and there are bad days. But my girls are my family. We take care of each other. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Thank you for your time.
Of course, my dear.
Okay, can we talk to her again?
We've exhausted her knowledge for now, I think.
Okay. So we go over here.
Oh, hello. Did Serafina send you back here for me?
Yes, but not for the usual reasons. I'm a private investigator. My name is Miles Fordham. Ruby, I presume?
Yes, that's right. What do you need from me?
Just some information.
Well, I'll do my best.
Okay. There's a painting there.
Lily, 1809 to 1843. I wonder what happened to her.
Lily. Lily.
Damn shame to be cut down in the prime of your life. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, but her name was Lily. Injustice, you know?
That's a nice locket for being such a cheap piece of jewelry.
Will you open it? We got 31322213. Lily.
That's a nice locket for being... That's a nice... No lilies? Seems like a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm guessing this is where most of the girls keep their personal belongings. Doesn't seem to offer much in the way of privacy.
Nope.
I'm guessing the girls here don't get much in the way of a dressing area. Still, something is better than nothing, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. Let's talk to Ruby.
So, Ruby,
Yes?
And it's Ruby because of the red hair, you know? Justice killer.
have you heard of the Justice Killer?
No, I don't believe so.
He's a serial murderer who's killed 5 victims, mostly men from Chumley.
Oh dear, that sounds dreadful. Is that what you're investigating?
It is. Do you know anyone who might have some information about him?
I don't. Sorry I can't be more help.
What about Hannibal Kirkland?
Did you ever have a client named Hannibal Kirkland?
No, that name doesn't sound familiar. Sorry.
What about Enes Bowditch?
Do you know Ennis Bowditch?
Bowditch? Didn't think I'd be hearing that name again.
As I understand it, he was seeing your friend, the serving girl at the ruined coffee house.
Yeah, that's right. Annabelle. She broke things off with him a while ago, though.
So she said. Did you ever know him to be violent?
Violent? The bastard nearly beat Annabelle's brains in once.
Oh.
Why do you think she chucked him?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
At least she had the good sense to get rid of him.
Perhaps we should go confirm this newly discovered fact with Annabelle.
We will. Burley House.
Did you ever meet a man named Burley Cause?
No, I never met him, but one of the other girls had him as a client.
Yeah.
I remember because she was laughing about his name. He wasn't very burly, if you get my meaning.
Hashtag.
Right.
Reggie Willingham.
Are you familiar with Reggie Willingham?
Oh, him? He had to be banned from here.
Yeah.
Really? What happened?
He got way too rough with one of the girls. She ended up shy a few teeth.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't too fond of boundaries. Good riddance to him, I say.
Were you aware that Mr. Willingham was murdered?
What? Oh, well, now I feel terrible for saying good riddance. I meant...
I think I know what you meant, Ruby. It's fine.
Yep. I knew this was the connecting thing.
You met recently with Percival McDonough, is that right?
How did you know that? I thought he was meant to keep those sorts of things private.
He had your name written down in his calendar.
And you found me here based on that?
Well, I am a detective.
Suppose that's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. I only met him the one time. There wasn't anything remarkable
I
about him.
detect things,
After
you know?
we finished, he got all emotional about his wife, but I could hardly understand what he was saying. I hate it when they cry afterwards.
Huh. What about the portrait of Lily over there?
That's a rather nice portrait. Who's the subject?
Oh, that's Lily. Before my time. Serafina knows loads about her. Even changed the name of this place in her honor. You might try asking her if you want to know more.
What about yourself?
How long have you been in this business?
Only a few months now. Used to work at a kitchen, but then they brought in some of those new automated machines.
Sadly familiar story.
At least this profession isn't in any danger of being made obsolete by steam tech. Cold steel can never replace a warm touch.
Let's just hope that's true.
I'll just leave you to it then.
Thanks, love.
I think we're good on questions for now.
Okay. Speak with Mrs. Donahue, investigate the Gilded Lily, speak to the servant girl, okay. No subjects, Ruby's testimony. Okay. Madame Serafina.
May I ask you a few questions, Serafina?
Of course you may, but I can't guarantee the answers will be free.
Indeed. Portrait of Lily.
Could you tell me about the young lady in the portrait hanging in the back room?
Ah, that's Lily Peterson. She was a wonderful woman and a great friend.
What happened to her?
It's a rather tragic story, Mr. Fordham. I'd rather not go into too much detail.
I need details.
The short version is this. She was with a client who got very carried away.
Okay.
She was able to defend herself enough to mortally wound the bastard, but the damage had already been done. The girls and I decided among us that we would rename this establishment in her honor. Some days it's still hard to believe she's gone. I haven't even been able to get rid of her box of things.
And when I
I'm
see
very
that,
sorry for your loss, Serafina.
Thank you, dear. It was especially awful given Lily's past. Her sister died at the hands of her own husband some 16 years before. Some people just can't escape tragedy, no matter how far they run.
Huh. Something tells me these deaths are significant. It might be a good idea to learn as much as we can about Lily Peterson.
yes.
Thank you for your time.
Of course, my dear.
Thank you for your time.
We've exhausted her knowledge for now, I think. I'm not too familiar with places like this, but I believe that's where the fun happens, if you've got the crowns for it.
Okay, we're leaving. Okay, what do we have here now? We need to go talk to this lady.
Begging your pardon, miss.
How can I help you, sir?
On the dark roads of Montana, there's a shadow in the dirt. The whisper of a mountaineer in a ragged flannel shirt. He walks the stony hillsides with his mandolin in hand, but you'll never see his face around this long forgotten land.